Hello and welcome to something called Marmoset Hexels 2. I haven't tried this out. It's some kind of art program.
Marmoset Hexels is a grid-based painting tool that enables you to effortlessly create brilliant works of art. Whether you're a pint-sized pierogi, a professional cuddler, or my imaginary friend, Hexel's shape-shifting personality will captivate you. Hexels 2 is ready for its big debut.
It's kind of like a painting program with grid system, so you can use it to make like the world of your video game, or you can just make art for like a visual novel, or maybe just wallpapers for your computer. That it makes it really easy to paint along this grid. So it's kind of interesting. It's worth checking out. Opacity, brush size. Okay, we got layers. Obviously, Photoshop influenced. Texel. Well, that changed the whole art style. But it kept my design, which is interesting. Which is not really a design at all. We got a paint bucket. Here's the color swapper. That's kind of what I was looking for. Exactly where it was in Photoshop, so I have no excuse. That would be outline paint. Magnetic lasso from Photoshop. Oh, here we go. Customization of the art. This is where it gets interesting. Because of how easy it is. Maybe I have to draw something. A house. Isn't it beautiful? It's certainly pretty neat how you can mess with it. Okay, to show you exactly how close this is to Photoshop's interface, I opened up Photoshop here so you can see, you know, the layers on the side here, the colors, everything. It's quite a good match. Now, I was playing around a little bit with this. I can like select these as like objects, move them around, copy and paste them. It's kind of an interesting way of doing things, and I imagine you can make some art with that. You can't like copy from Photoshop, unfortunately, but you can copy and paste from within here. But what's something I found was, oh, we've got all these to go through. You could drag in Modify an image layer. Why not? Okay. Oh, really? I can't. But I could insert a layer and draw on that. Don't ask me what I'm drawing, but just seeing how it would work. Okay, and then yeah, the shapes. That's one way to adjust it. Interesting. How do I add frames? Like, got a whole drop down just for animation here. Preferences. Let's just leave that at default if you're gonna crash on me. Timeline. There we go. It's a miracle. Okay, so what does this button do? New layer. I want a layer. I want a frame. There we go. And whoa. Nothing there. Well, at least now it's different. Onion skinning. So why can't I edit this one? Ah. I gotcha. Okay, so when it's see-through, that's not a real layer, that's a clone, kind of like copying over, referencing the previous frame. Why make a duplicate when you can just reference the previous frame? Pretty interesting. So, if I double click on it, now that becomes a real frame. I understand it now. Now they're all different. You can copy them over like that, and then do that to make this a real frame. Click on which one you want to be editing. Oh, I can't change the shape independently. Really? Yeah, we don't want to change the spacing. Oh, this thing. Yeah, I can't seem to change the shape of how it's painted in real time on different frames, which is kind of odd. Maybe I'm just getting that wrong. What if I made a new layer? Like I put you on. That layer. No, didn't seem to do it. Next thing I wanted to do is change the rotation on independent frames, but I can't seem to be able to. There we go. Beautiful. So what do we do with that? We export. Oh, and animation with its own. So that's the one frame. Let's do sprite sheet. And there you have it. It is a sprite sheet. Okay, and export as a GIF. And we're going to export as a folder of images. Let's make a new folder in this new folder. Absolutely perfect. There's our folder of frames. Subdivide pixels. Ah. They were just saying not to do that, but now I'm being told to do that, so I'm gonna crank it up so I can try this subdivision. Oh yes, restart the program. There we have it. Let's just crank it up a little bit more. What did it need? Like... yeah, we could do that. I don't know if I can go much bigger than that, though. It's starting to get pretty slow. It's like navigating Google Earth at this point. I can make it gigantic once again for no reason. Okay, let's try something else. That's pretty cool. I like the 3D aspect of it. Beautiful. That's pretty cool. It's not very predictable. Like I don't know how to make a cube out of that. Something like that. So you could technically write some text with that. Look pretty cool. It doesn't seem to create a random one every time. I'm almost thinking it's choosing one of these at random. Okay, okay. Interesting. Oh, that's crazy. So how did they do this? Just every frame is different? Yeah, it's just got a couple more tiles painted on. See, I could just ruin that frame. This is pretty powerful stuff. I mean, you can make somebody a really nice company logo here and make it all animated like this. And you can charge them a lot of bucks, I think. Because without this program, what are you really going to do? Frame by frame? This is pretty cool. It's also easy. You don't need, you know, any kind of special education for this. That's for sure. And we got little shapes here with the different angles. Sort of like we could break the mold up a little bit. Like we could paint in that kind of a triangle. And then now I'm painting in this kind of a triangle. That'll certainly give you the little corners that you need to actually make art. And there's the whole cube. Make a cubert level. I gotcha, I gotcha. if you were going to use this art style, you would use it through your whole video game. So changing the shapes would, in that case, not happen throughout the entire development of the game. So that's not really a big issue. What the cool thing is, you could literally draw out your whole game, the whole world could be like, as you see here, this could be one two-dimensional image, and you could stitch these together essentially and create a massive game world. Obviously, you know, you're building houses, but that's all there is to it. Okay guys, thanks for watching my first impressions of Marmoset Hexels 2. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop a comment and I can address them. If you want me to check out any specific feature or scenario with the program, just let me know. Alrighty, talk to you later.